Hey everyone, this is David from New Meta. Welcome to my first podcast ever where we're going to be going through the most popular figures of the year. So we'll look at different brands, different toy lines, and yeah, hopefully we'll have some fun looking at the numbers. Well, first things first, we're going to take a look at where New Meta shipped to the most in 2025. At number 5, San Antonio, Texas. At number 4, Houston, Texas. Back to back Texas, pretty interesting little data point. Number 3, San Diego, California. At number 2, New York City. And number 1, LA. In 2025, even though we got a late start on the year, New Meta did end up shipping to all 50 states. One thing I don't think people realize about New Meta is that we actually ship internationally, and we ship a lot internationally. We've got collectors all over the world ordering from us. Europe, Canada, Asia, and it's honestly one of the best parts of the business. That actually got me thinking, since we ship so many orders overseas, let's also take a look at the top 3 international locations that are buying from New Meta right now. Coming in at number 3, we actually have a tie between Brazil and Germany. Number 2, probably to nobody's surprise, the United Kingdom. Coming in at number 1 is Canada. All right, now that we have talked about who's ordering from New Meta, let's zoom in and take a look at what is actually moving inside the store. For these lists, we did not use opinions. This is all just general sales data that I have from a spreadsheet. So nothing too complicated here. We're looking at the number of items sold, and that's what I'm basing these lists on. So if you are pissed off that your item or your favorite figure of the year is not like number 1 or on the top 3 list, take it up with your fellow consumers because that is on you guys. I am just reporting the data, and that's it. Starting off, let's just look at the top vendors, and then we'll look at the major lines after that. Starting off at number 3, we had Jada Toys. Street Fighter did incredibly well this year. We had Scooby-Doo, which was a lot of fun. Mega Man continues to deliver. And maybe next year they'll creep up into the number 2 spot. I mean, with Invincible coming up, you never know. That's one of the most popular shows on TV right now. We'll see, but congrats to Jada Toys on the 3 spot. All right, at number 2, we had a tie between Four Horsemen and McFarlane. McFarlane actually had really good stuff all year long, and we had really consistent sales from McFarlane. It's definitely one of my favorite lines. Mythic Legions is kind of a newer line that I added, and we were able to get access to the Legions Con exclusives a while back, and that set up probably one of my biggest weeks of the year. So a little unfair to McFarlane because I was able to get these really cool figures in, but again, both were awesome lines to carry this year, both phenomenal vendors. So excited to see what happens between those two as the year ends and going into next year. And coming in at number 1, to nobody's surprise, is Hasbro. Between Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, and Transformers, it's pretty much a no-brainer that Hasbro is going to sweep this probably for the rest of our lives, so just get used to it. So dialing in a little bit further, let's look at the actual toy lines that sold the best this year. Coming in at number 3, we had a tie between Mythic Legions and the DC Multiverse. So it's worth noting that the DC Multiverse, or the McFarlane stuff, sold really well all year long. It wasn't until that we got the Legions Con exclusives that Mythic Legions surged up and caught up to the DC Multiverse. So as of filming this, it's a pretty much neck and neck tie, but we'll see if that's true by the end of the year because we did just release the Spawn pre-orders for that really cool Elite Edition Spawn, and that thing is going crazy right now. So I'm expecting DC to probably pull ahead a little ways before the end of the year. But as of right now, it's pretty much neck and neck. Close enough that we've got to have them share the 3rd spot. At number 2, to nobody's surprise, we have Transformers. This has been one of the most consistent lines of the year. I think people were really excited for the Devastator Combiner, which is definitely one of the most high-selling products or product lines of the year. So Transformers has done phenomenal, and I'm expecting that to continue on into next year as we've got the Bruticus Combiner coming out and a lot of other cool stuff from Transformers. And of course, at number 1, it is going to be Marvel Legends. You're probably listening to this because you love Marvel Legends. I love Marvel Legends. It doesn't matter if they released 400 different variants of Spider-Man this year or completely new and unique characters that we've never seen before. Marvel Legends continues to deliver. They're pretty much the standard for the industry. We all love them. So here they are once again at the number 1 spot. And let's take a look at the most popular Marvel Legends figures of 2025. Marvel Legends had a lot of huge releases this year, a lot of really cool figures. Starting off at number 3, it was Agent Anti-Venom from the Magic the Gathering Marvel Legends crossover. So that was the most popular figure from that set, and it was the 3rd most popular figure that we sold this year. Moving to number 2, we had my favorite figure of the year from Marvel Legends, Doctor Doom on the retro card. So we got a couple Doctor Doom figures this year. We had Emperor Doom, which is a good one, but I think everybody really loved the Doctor Doom retro card figure, myself included. So that came in at the number 2 spot. That was probably one of the latest nights of my life packaging those pre-orders, but I'm glad to give the people their Doctor Dooms. And at number 1, the best seller of the year for Marvel Legends is Power Princess. So this was a re-release that everybody wanted. If you were like me, a year ago, you might have shelled out for $100 on eBay to get yourself a Power Princess, and now you feel pretty stupid because they just re-released her at retail rates. So you can join me in feeling stupid, but also enjoying the fact that we have a phenomenal re-release in Power Princess. A couple things to note for Marvel Legends. Our fastest pre-order sale of the year was that same Power Princess. However, our highest revenue figure of the year was actually Gargantos. So keep in mind that for standard Marvel Legends releases this year, Gargantos was $69.99. So a little bit unfair price-wise, but I didn't sell as many as I did Power Princess or some of the other figures on this list. However, that was actually our highest revenue figure of the year. So kind of an honorable mention for Gargantos. Now let's move down the Hasbro line and talk about G.I. Joes. Coming in at number 3, we had Kyle Budo Gesso. This is the Samurai Deluxe action figure from G.I. Joe this year. Really cool figure, had like 8,000 accessories, multiple samurai swords, a lot of fun. At number 2, we had a tie between Dial Tone, who I know nothing about, and the Emergency Service Unit? ESU Police Force Officer? I think that's what it is. Police Emergency Service Unit, ESU. Okay. This was probably one of the top army builder figures of the year, and people would not buy them in individual units. They only ever got bought in like 3s and 4s, so to no surprise, that would be the number 2 G.I. Joe of the year. Everything in G.I. Joe has got to be abbreviated. It's wild. To us non-G.I. Joe people, it is absolute nonsense. At number 1, we have let me get this right, Cold Assault Cobra Bat Trooper. Again, one of the top army builders of the year, thanks to G.I. Joe. Now let's take a look at Transformers. Coming in at number 3 for Transformers, we had Scavenger, who is the final Constructicon to finish the Devastator, which actually leads us into the number 2 spot, which was Long Haul and Hook, which was kind of the bigger, if you are doing the combiners, each of those releases has kind of the bigger figure, and for the Devastator had that 2-pack, which had Long Haul and Hook in it. That also doubles as the highest revenue figure for Transformers on the year, since again, it was a very expensive 2-pack. Coming in at number 1, we have the Studio Series 86 Soundwave, which was the hottest pre-order, one of my quickest selling pre-orders on the year, and actually is coming in stock sometime next week. So get excited. If you ordered one of those Soundwaves, you should have yours probably after Christmas at this point, but around Christmas time, so get excited. Now, getting out of Hasbro, let's go take a look at McFarlane and what our top sellers were there. Coming in at number 3, we had Scarecrow. Pretty cool figure. Could go into a number of different displays. Maybe you wanted him to be your Marvel Legends Scarecrow. Could work there because we don't have a figure for him yet. At number 2, we had my favorite McFarlane figure on the year, which was the Page Puncher's Wonder Woman. This is the classic look that everybody loved. I was not prepared for how popular this was going to be, but now you've got her. And at number 1, I did kind of cheat on this, but the Batman Returns wave for McFarlane was absolutely crazy. That was a wild week. Each one of those figures sold out within like moments, it felt like. If I had to pick one out of that wave, I'd say Catwoman absolutely sold the quickest, but I also had the fewest of her since there were multiples of Penguin and Batman in that. I will give the overall award for the number 1 bestseller of McFarlane to the Batman Returns wave. Switching gears a bit, let's start talking about those independent toy lines that we carry here at New Meta. Coming in at the number 3 spot for the indie lines, we actually have Boss Fight Red Sonja limited edition, to be clear. So this is the gold version of Red Sonja, not the silver version. Very popular figure. Those should be coming in sometime next month, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Boss Fight. Coming in at the number 2 spot here, we've got Combatants Fight for Glory. Gold Hildra? I think that's it. Very cool figure getting ready to come out. I actually should be having mine come in stock here relatively soon. I'd imagine we'll have them in January. But this is probably one of my most popular figures of December. So really excited to get this one to folks. Coming in at number 1 for the independent lines is Mythic Legions, LegionsCon exclusives. Very cool figures. There's 4 different figures in this line. So a little bit, again, I'm cheating a little bit here, but they all sold kind of as a set. A lot of people bought them together. Super popular. Probably my quickest selling pre-order of the year, and they're a lot of fun. Now let's talk about one of the hottest new vendors of the year, Jada Toys. At number 3, from the Street Fighter line, we had Vega. At number 2 for Jada Toys, we had one of the bigger figures, Sagat. And to go along with Sagat, at number 1, we had my personal favorite, Blanca. Street Fighter, Street Fighter, Street Fighter. People have been begging for Street Fighter toys all year long. Storm Collectibles was doing them. I think Jada did them better and at a lower price point. And New Meta carries them. Now let's check out Mattel. Starting off at number 3, we've got King Randor. Don't know who that is. I assume probably He-Man's dad. You can comment and let me know if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what he looks like. And at number 2, we have Cobra Khan tied with Dispara? I don't know who these people are, but you guys really liked them. So they're on the list. They're at number 2. They look cool. I had a lot of fun packaging them up. Little snake guy and like this like vampire girl or something. I don't know. Really cool stuff. Masterverse, keep it up. And at number 1, we had Anti-Eternia He-Man. I don't know anything about this character either, except that he's just like blackface He-Man. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that. Now let's talk about the expensive stuff on my website, the imports. So these are your SHFs, your Mezcos, your Revoltechs, a lot of really cool stuff on my site. We sold quite a bit this year. So let's just take a look at that as its own category. And yeah, we'll start off at number 3 with Mezco Hulk. A very exciting release, probably one of the coolest Hulk figures to date. Maybe could give the Maximum Hulk run for its money. I'm sure a lot of you prefer this to Maximum Hulk. He can even thunderclap and everything. Number 2 is the Revoltech Armored Titan. Attack on Titan, a very popular set of Revoltechs this year, and the Armored Titan kind of leads the charge there. So hopefully those are coming in probably, I think it's like May next year. So get excited. Get yours if you haven't got it already. I know they're sold out at a lot of other places, but not with New Meta. We still got some, so come get them here. At number 1, the most popular import of the year for New Meta is SHF Spider-Man, possibly the coolest Spider-Man figure that has been done so far. Of any category, of any brand, this thing looks amazing. Really popular, really big release. Those come in soon too. It'll be my first SHF figure, believe it or not. That is the number 1 spot for the imports. Thanks for joining and listening in on the New Meta end of year report. If you've made it this far, you should head on over to our store at gonewmeta.com. You can use code NEWMETA100 for a sweet discount. And if you'd like to learn more about New Meta, you can check out this video right here and see me tour the New Meta warehouse, which is actually my basement. Not my mom's basement, my basement. And that's where we do everything. So, still talking. Need to shut up.